This video today is about another air miles tutorial because last year I covered one of the best ways that you can utilize your air miles, especially on the Singapore Airlines Suites class. But I realized that in that tutorial, I forgot to cover about how to even earn and accumulate air miles. Now you see, the thing about miles game is that even though we are always very optimized about these 4 mile per dollar cards, and then we are reading through all these terms and conditions, but there are a lot of things that we cannot control. For example, the changes in the terms and conditions, the updates, and of course any potential nerfs by the bank. And the fact is that using credit card to earn miles will take some time. I would say around a range of 12 months to get some valuable redemptions to your selected destinations. So if you want to earn miles in a shorter period of time, I'll give you the direct answer, and that is to buy miles. And note that when I say buy miles, it may not be in just monetary terms, but it may come in the form of opportunity cost, the opportunities that you may have missed because you have used it to purchase some miles. And I know that this miles accumulation journey and game may be quite complicated to some of you, so come and join us at over 17,000 members in the Honey Money SG Telegram group to ask your questions and seek help from the experts. Now, if you ask me what is my personal value of a mile, in the previous video I already covered this. My personal cost of the mile will be 1.25 cents per mile, and then my redemption value has to be at least 1.5 cents per mile. I will not repeat and go through the exact calculations because I already covered that in the previous video, but you just have to know that this is my current value and it may differ from people to people. So coming back to this topic on buy miles, right, I guess the most classic example has to be Instarem Amaze, especially if you are using the Amaze card for foreign currency purchases. Now, you may be puzzled, why is Instarem Amaze even in this picture? Because you will realize that you are paying a markup of around 2 to 2.5% in additional of fees to earn rewards on your linked credit card like Citi Rewards paired up with Amaze to earn that 10x points or 4 mile per dollar. And when I say this 2% markup, I think you will know what I mean because everyone is talking about how bad the exchange rates Amaze are. But that is just the value proposition of Amaze, right? In order to earn the miles on your credit card, you have to pay around a 2% fee. If not, there is some opportunity cost. Like for example, you could have used the Trust Cashback card and that charges at no foreign currency fee with a 1.5% cashback. So not only you're getting a much better exchange rate, but at the same time, you're also getting 1.5% cashback, So that is the opportunity cost that you're losing lah. Now, just to be clear on the Trust credit card, the 1.5% cashback is only for those new to Trust customers. For those existing customers, it's 1%. So with that 2% markup to earn 4 miles per dollar, how much are you paying in terms of miles? That will be 2 divided by 4 and you're paying around 0.5 cents per mile, which I consider it to be much affordable because it's much lower than my cost value, which is 1.25 cents per mile. So ultimately, you have to be very clear on what you want, especially on your personal value of a mile, because that differs from people to people. If your cost of acquisition is lower than your personal cost, then I guess it's good to buy some miles at a discounted rate. Which is why I find all these discussions about Amaze having a bad exchange rate to be kind of strawman argument, because you're not comparing the same things. You're trying to get something different like miles. You cannot compare it to like good exchange rates. And this is only the first classic example. But now, this video has no sponsor, but you can support me by clicking on this Interactive Brokers link, especially when they are one of the most competitive brokerages to offer Ireland domiciled ETFs on London Stock Exchange. And also, Interactive Brokers offer the best exchange rates for foreign currency. So get your IBKR account by clicking on this link right here. Secondly, let's talk about credit card welcome offers. Now, this is one of the best powerhouses for you to accumulate your miles quickly in a short period of time. And usually all these credit card welcome offers are valid for new to bank customers only, but there are a handful of cards that actually offer all this good miles value for existing customers. For example, if we look at the HSBC TravelOne card, they are currently offering 30,000 air miles when you fulfill the following conditions. Firstly, you must be new to HSBC TravelOne card, and that means even if you hold other existing HSBC cards like the Advanced card, you can still be eligible for this offer as long as you do not hold a TravelOne card yet. And this offer is only valid till 30th of September, so make sure you get it quick. Then you need to provide marketing consent for HSBC to send you promotional messages. Make sure it's thick, very important. And also pay the annual fee of $196.20. So you see, you're paying this value to purchase miles. And lastly, spend a minimum of $500 in qualifying transactions. So the terms and conditions also state a list of exclusions which will not qualify for the $500 minimum spend. Now, if we take the basic calculation, $196.20 divided by 30,000 air miles, that will come up to a cost of 0.654 cents per mile, which is highly affordable, right? And that is the opportunity cost because you're giving up $196 in terms of annual fees. But let's just say that this offer is not just exclusively to HSBC, because if we look at other bank credit cards like Citi Prestige or DBS Vantage, they also have this kind of spending and pay annual fee requirements that allows you to buy some miles at very good rates, which I already covered them in a previous video on existing welcome offers. Lastly, the best way to buy miles is through third-party payment processors like CarLab and iPayMy. And how these payment processors work is that they will allow you to charge your credit card, and in turn, they will either pay the billing organizations for your bill or they will reimburse the amount back to your bank account. But of course, that comes with some fees and charges. For example, the non-discounted rate for CarLab is 2.6% and the non-discounted rate of iPayMy is 2.25%. So you have to pay these additional fees on top of it. But at the same time, it allows you to earn some credit card rewards like cashback or miles. But I can assure you that not all credit cards can get this. So there is a specific list of credit cards that can earn you rewards on either CarLab or iPayMy, so you have to refer to their official sources. For individual-wise, we want to use CarLab and iPayMy on merchants where they do not usually accept credit cards, and this will come in like insurance, income tax, mortgage or rental. And even for myself will be renovation. Then for corporate-wise, I guess you can use it to pay for your corporate income tax, corporate rental, and most importantly, your employee's salary. So if you want a good example of how to execute this, right? For example, one of the eligible cards is UOB Privy Visa, which earns you 1.4 mile per dollar and is eligible for CarLab. And if we look at the promotional pricing of CarLab for tax itself, there is a VTax24 discount code, which means you pay 1.75% in fees instead of the usual 2.6%. So if you calculate what is the cost, that will be 1.75 divided by 1.4, which comes up to 1.25 cents per mile. And that is equal to my cost valuation, so it's quite a fair valuation. And this could be useful, especially when you are just a few miles or points away from the next redemption destination. Then you just want this additional miles, right? And that would be a good idea. So if you're new to CarLab or iPayMy, the standard procedure is that you use my referral link or referral code to sign up first. Then subsequently, you can use their promotional discount codes for better rates. And currently, for my individual and business payments, I'm using both CarLab and iPayMy. And that depends on whether the promo code is valid and of course the type of payments used. Then I realized I haven't done a comparison between CarLab and iPayMy and even how to use them step by step. So if you want a quick guide on this, comment CARD+1 in the comment section, CARD+1. So now, after you earn all these air miles, but you realize you don't know how to use them or redeem them, then I can refer you to this previous tutorial on how to read the Singapore Airlines award chart, and you can apply it to your other redemptions as well right here.